Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 188 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and today we've got a great show in store for you. We've got two hot houses to go with these ridiculous temperatures right now. We've got one in West Dallas, North Dallas. It's on that line. It's really close. And if you haven't heard, there's also a term out there called East Village, and we'll talk a little bit more about where that is.
And in our second segment, we're going to talk about in the second segment, we're going to talk about caring for your foundation today.
Woo! We are off and at it. So it was interesting. I was talking with Ben before the show started. We were talking about Maverick, Top Gun. And if you haven't seen it, it is such a great show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
It was really interesting because they do a thing where they don't actually have a villain in the show. So it was really interesting to see that aspect. The not a lot of language, not heavy on the sex scenes. And it really kind of made it where you could take your parents or you could take your grandkids. It really wouldn't matter.
Interesting.
Everybody gets in there and it's a great show.
I went to see Thor.
How's that?
You know, it's Thor.
I said it with judgment, so
You
sorry.
did. It's okay, and it's okay that you said it that way because it's really it's a show that you know is going to be kind of dumb and funny going into it, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. I do feel like the guy who's in charge, girl who's in charge of booking the universe, that little group of superheroes, Guardians of the Galaxy, excuse me. I feel like the person charged of booking Guardians of the Galaxy made a bet with the person who books the Thor show, and the Guardian of the Galaxy person lost.
Okay.
Because the Guardians of the Galaxy don't have much to do with the show at all, and they're like only in the very beginning. And
wait, the Guardian is in the
Guardians of the Galaxy
are in the Thor show?
Yes. So it's a funny show. It is a little bit too long. I think they could have knocked 30 minutes out of it, and it wouldn't have been a bad show.
It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
They're all superheroes.
They're all superheroes. Congratulations. It's always great for that. Aside from the really hot weather, what else has happened?
Oh, let's see.
Everybody's in the pool.
Everybody's in the pool. Yeah, I had three times in pools this weekend.
I also think we're seeing people like leave Dallas a little bit earlier. Typically, people are really getting out of here August, and I feel like that is happening even sooner these days just because of where we are in the temperatures.
Yeah.
It looks like today we may actually hit 110, which will set a record by 1 degree. I think yesterday my car registered 109, and we still have those fires that are out in PK, and I think they created on Monday. I was talking with my sister and she goes, "Oh, there's a thundercloud," as she was headed towards Fort Worth or to Weatherford, and I said there's no way, and looked on the radar. And later on I found out that it was a storm cell that was created because of how intense those fires were out in Possum Kingdom.
Interesting.
And they're called a pyrocolumbus, and they can actually create their own weather system. But one of the problems is that when the sun sets and temperatures decrease, it creates a real erratic wind pattern, which can really do a number on spreading out the fire. So,
and wind's the good thing and the bad thing right now because, wind, we do rely upon the wind to generate a lot for our grid.
in Texas.
It also just fuels the fires. So
it is drying everything out. So stay tuned because I think it's really important given what we're experiencing in the temperatures right now and the lack of rainfall. That's so important for everybody to take care of their foundation. It is one of those large items, as we call it, heavy lifting when we're talking about houses. We show our buyers that when that has an issue, it can really cause problems in so many different areas. So stay tuned and we'll help you make sure yours is clean and healthy.
absolutely. So speaking of hot, how hot is the market?
How hot is the Jeff? You shouldn't have. That was so good. Ben, I wish we had like an applause thing right now for that handoff. That was right up there. So let's take a look at the market. And what we want to do is take a look at the market week over week for Dallas County and see that what we have coming soon is down 12%. Not surprising. Again, this is one of those newer and not required fields that realtors can put in, and we're down 12% to 87. New listings down 8% to 523 versus 571 last week, and that's really kind of typical right now. We're just seeing a slowdown kind of across the board, which is a seasonal slowdown. Option period. So once contract has been executed, meaning both the buyer and the seller have come to terms and executed the contract, that is down 1% to 340. which was $345, which is only 5 different.
And our pendings are up 1%, which is a great number to see. The number of solds went up by 6% to 373 sales last week in Dallas County. That's kind of an interesting change because, just from normal patterns, it shouldn't pop up like that in the middle of the month. I have a feeling that because that 4th of July holiday really dominated like 5 days of a weekend, that everybody pushed their sales earlier and they got them closed by the 27th or 28th of June, or they pushed them until, the 8th, 9th, somewhere in there of July.
And so this is a really good way for us to take a snapshot of just Dallas County, but we also want to let you know that we can do this for whatever area you're interested in. So if you're looking at a zip code, if you're looking in a school district, if you're trying to invest, or maybe you've got in-laws that are moving to town and you want to keep them at a certain distance, let us know. We'll be happy to set up that portal for you so that you can continue to know what the market is doing in the area of interest. So the first house that we're going to talk about is going to be 4327 Campbell Drive. It's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, just over 2,500 square feet. And when we say East Village, we're really talking because West Village is on the west side of 75 down towards north of Uptown. And this is just on the east side of this. I'm not 100% this terminology has caught on, but we can, as realtors, know what we're talking about.
Yes. And, for a long time, they were trying to create the moniker, the Upper East Side here, which would have encompassed, Deep Ellum and, all of that development that was going on. This is a great location, though. It is right off of 75. You have great access down to the Woodall Rogers Freeway, which can get you over to going north or south on 35, can get you going east or west on 30. From an overall perspective, if you can get out and walk in these neighborhoods and within just a matter of minutes be places like West Village. West Village is a great shopping center. It's kind of been the anchor for that West Village area since the beginning of Uptown. And there are all kinds of restaurants, food. There's a theater in there. Really, any kind of food you want is available right there in it or around it.
The great thing about this area, it is epicenter adjacent. So not only do you have West Village, which has dining and shopping, but you also have the Rustic. And so the Rustic is a really interesting venue that is created. And I really think it's a new way that we're seeing more and more places with live music venues create both a restaurant, a bar, but a really bigger focus on the indoor-outdoor feel. And so this has really had some great cover bands. Lots of great beers over here as well. When I used to live in this area, one night I heard It'll Come To Me playing, and it was very interesting because he was not actually scheduled anywhere. And when we looked on the website, he was actually at a private venue, but he was just down the street. I got to think of who that was.
Interesting. We saw, what was a band that Heath just fell in love with? St. Paul?
St. Paul and the Broken Bow.
St. Paul and the Broken Bow. Saw him there. That was a great concert.
It was a great concert.
So also one of the great things in that area is called the Canopy Hotel. And this is a Hilton hotel that is just right across the street from West Village. And right on that upper part of that picture, you can see where that covered space, the canopy comes out. That is a bar/restaurant. And
Amazing.
You can go up there for happy hour. You can go up there for dinner. It has some of the most amazing views of downtown. I wish I'd sent that picture of Clinton and Rob and I up there, because it's a really great picture of just the backdrop you get.
Well, one of the awesome things also about Canopy is they're a pet-friendly hotel. So if that's in the needs that you have, this is a great place to check out. And last but not least, we want to point out the Perot Museum. And the Perot Museum is a little bit further away. Easy bike ride too, but it is one of the gems of Dallas. It is one of the cornerstones of the Arts District, even though it sits just a hair outside of it. It has great educational platforms for all ages, including adults without children in the evenings. So take advantage of this. It is a lot of camps are out there right now, and it has just so much amazing information you would never expect.
And they have a great program that is, it's called Perot at Night, I think is what the name of it is. Adults only, as you were talking about.
I love that one.
We bought tickets to that, and it's always fun to watch the kids in there, but it's also fun to just enjoy it as an adult.
With the AC.
Yeah.
With a beverage. It's amazing. We're going to preface that with the AC.
Right.
It's so important right now. So 4327 Campbell Drive, again, 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, just over 2,500 square feet. And it has a yard. And if you're familiar with this area of East Dallas, it does not always come with yards. So this is a really great thing, and it's fenced.
And this is built on a pre-stressed Class C 5-inch thick foundation that has 5-inch thick rebar. And the spray foam insulation that they're using now is just incredible when it comes to controlling temperatures.
Lived in one of these houses, and I cannot tell you how easy it is to have 80 low 70s and have less than $100 electric bills. Here we have a office that actually also opens up to this outdoor space, which is really great. It is a deck, and as you'll see later on, it extends almost the length of this and has other areas that it comes out to, but we just want to kind of just show you this a little further. You can see down. One of the great things about this was the brick. And this is similar to the brick used at Booker T. Washington.
Mm-hmm. This is a single family attached house. It has one other home that it's attached to, shares a common wall. Wood floors throughout the first floor. I love the iron balustrades they used going upstairs there. These are Anderson vinyl windows all the way around, and the light in this is truly incredible.
Yeah, and that couch is enormous, and that kind of puts that whole room into scale. Also like to point out these are 12-foot ceilings, and that is a pass-through fireplace. It really has an easy feel to it. And as you transition to the other side of the fireplace, you can see you've got built-ins, but you also have a nice little seating area, which is really great for dinner. And then it works into this wonderful open concept kitchen.
And I love how they did that powder bath with the little pillow top subway tiles on it. Really adds a little texture to it. The openness of this floor plan, I think, is really valuable as well. That door you see to the left there is a secondary exit off into the grass side yard, and it just really, you've got so many ways in and out of this home. It's really nice.
High-end appliances, 48-inch cabinets. One of the things they also do is a Carrera herringbone pattern backsplash is a wonderful extra. Light on this house was really great. I felt like at no point was there a dark spot. You probably could actually turn off all the lights during the daytime and have plenty of viewing.
And this has two 16-SEER carrier furnaces and air conditioning systems, multiple outdoor spaces like we're looking at there. As Weston said, the really high ceilings on this floor give it a much more voluminous feel than you would think.
Upstairs, you transition to bedrooms, and you also have a nice utility room there you can see on the right-hand side. And inside this utility room, great, they put a transom window, which is really important. A little extra shelving that and storage that's great above that washer and dryer, and a sink.
And this is one of the this is one of the guest rooms with a small bath that is ensuite. This is the other secondary bath that also has a bathroom ensuite.
And then you walk into this master. Again, blackout curtains are great for sleeping in, but you can see we've got lots of light that is behind us here. And you have a little cutout and a little balcony, which is an extra on this one. And one of the great things about this is that their little cutout that they use, they've actually used it for a flight simulator. I thought it was really great, but as you can see here, it has a lot of versatility. Built-in desk, additional storage, wardrobe, whatever you need, you've got plenty of extra.
And this is the little balcony that Weston was talking about right off of the master. Really great location, still great views up there. There's nothing that butts up right against you. And I loved how they did this master bathroom.
Great place to cool off, whether you're in that giant soaker tub. I love the way that they did the 1x1 glass tiles. I thought it did a great job of kind of keeping it all together.
It was a huge shower.
Huge. So it is.
This is going to be, and it matches this absolutely huge closet.
Yep. So 4327
Cabell
Drive, 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, built in 16, just over 2,500 square feet, priced at $829, which comes in at $324. 72 a square foot. So what we like to do is in the comments, we're going to provide the link. So you can click on the link, but the great thing is you can cut, copy, and share that link with people that are interested in it. Look at the other photos that we didn't use, zoom in and zoom out on that map. And if you'd love to take a look at it, let us know, and we'd be happy to make that happen.
And we want to say thank you to Alyssa Ramsey for letting us talk about her home.
Jeff, what's the next one that we're going to talk about?
The next one is 5717 Delroy. And this is North Dallas. Really great, super great location. Oversized large lots, big setbacks on these. Really just a lovely, I'm going to say older Dallas neighborhood. 1950s Dallas neighborhood, truly North Dallas.
And I just live to the east of this area, and I have to say, if you are looking for a neighborhood that is quiet, Great walkability if you've got the pets that need to get out. If you're a jogger, these streets are excellent for that. I cannot tell you how many dog walkers and joggers there are in these areas. They provide you with plenty of trees as well, so it's not like you're walking in the middle of a brand new neighborhood where there is no canopy or coverage. So not to worry, you will not overheat unless you're doing it for 15 miles. But again, there's a lot of north-south transportation with the toll road right there. Also, being able to get on Forest and head 75 allows you the same north-south directions.
And you have really great shopping in this area. You have Preston Forest, you have Preston Royal. The great thing about Preston Forest is you have a Whole Foods that is right down the street from you.
Absolutely, and Whole Foods is one of those great places that is from Texas in Austin. Again, HEB is the other one. And the great thing about this, if you didn't know this, if you go to the fish counter, pick out a piece of fish, they will cook it. So you don't have to smell up your kitchen.
Love doing that. Also, there's a couple of restaurants that are nearby that we've really enjoyed going to. One is called Street's Fine Chicken. And this is a restaurant that originated in the Oak Lawn area. It is started by one of Gene Street's children. Gene Street's is the Black Eyed Pea founder from many, many years ago. Has also opened many other restaurants. But this is his daughter and son that have opened Street's Fine Chicken, and it is amazing chicken.
And the biscuits are real good too. So, can you tell it's noon and I'm hungry? Liberty Burger. Let's talk about Liberty Burger as well. Jumping into another great staple in this area of Dallas. Burgers that have just about everything on it that you need. They are hearty. It is sit down, which is also very nice, and a lot of extras. This is a really great place to jump in and grab that cool-off burger.
And this is right next door to Street's Fine Chicken. It is also owned by Gene Street's children.
And it's also right around the corner from Lowe's.
It is.
This whole little section is right in this area. There's so much to do in this area. Lowe's, as you know, national chain, great location, easy to get in and out of, and this is a really nice one. Sometimes you go to like certain Home Depot and Lowe's and I feel like they're run down. This is a pretty nice one.
Really, really well taken care of. So the home we're talking about is at 5717 Delroy. Really wonderful, great drive up. It's a 1954 single-story ranch that was professionally designed and renovated by Birnbaum Mogadini Architects. And when you walk up to this home, you're going to be taken aback for a moment. Oh my gosh, it's got 2 front doors, but it really doesn't. It is such a great surprise when you walk in.
This house was move-in ready for me. I loved everything about that. I love the ranch. And I think that I was also captivated by the styling of this house. I felt like everything was very unique, and I liked the way that they blended patterns and made really great use of the space. As you can see here, when you walk in, this living room has a really nice focal wall with sconces, well-placed art lighting, and you have both a dining room and a living room in this area. And as you can see here, we kind of worked on these HVAC units, or the lower thirds, but great space.
And these have Woodmode-Brookhaven maple cabinetry in these living room areas. They really are very comfortable in. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. You walk in and I felt very comfortable.
Absolutely, and great light as well. And I thought that, again, it's the scale, it's the quality, the heaviness of that door when we opened that slider. It just felt like everything was super thought out, and it was all in its space.
And those are Pella doors.
Pella. And then as you transition, you go into this lovely kitchen that, again, really well thought out placement in the cabinets. It all coordinates, and I loved the skylights.
Has the same style cabinetry that's in the living room. These are granite and granite countertops, the cedar closet, refinished hardwoods throughout, and a half bath in the home office.
Great little seating area as well. So for coffee, again, this has such great light that this would be actually a perfect second little office space. This is your bedroom number 1, and again, this one has a sea cloth wallpaper on it. Great lights. They actually use this as a second living room, which I think is a smart way to use this, and it does have a little walk-in closet as well.
And from here, you jump over into the master bedroom. Lots of lighting because of the way they use these corner windows. This
is actually bedroom number 2.
Okay, I'm sorry. I still love the windows.
Exactly.
And it does have the double vanity in that secondary bathroom as well.
One of the things that you'll notice in going into the master bedroom is they've actually put together a little wet bar with a refrigerator and microwave. So great place just to relax in the evenings. Vaulted ceilings in here just add a ton of natural light. one of the smart things that this homeowner has done is created a tracking system that allows them to hang the photos at the perfect location without doing any damage to these new walls.
Really, really great. You walk into this room and it just kind of explodes on you, especially with the way the windows are used, the skylights are done, and then you've got all this outdoor space that you have right there at your fingertips.
So we'll also notice that the master bathroom is done really well. A large step-up tub. They've done a great job of adding that first step because a lot of times this is too high. We see that, and I loved this shower. When we open the shower, just to the right of this, there is a sheet of frosted glass as well to allow that light from above the tub to generate in.
And here's the real surprise behind that second front door. This is a fantastic place if you need a home office. It is a separate entrance, so if you are an architect, if you're an accountant, if you're a psychotherapist,
right.
any of those types of environment where you might have one person that needs to come and visit with you, but you still need to have private office space, this works really well.
And I really like the fact that it had its own powder bath, and it also had a hip pocket door that would separate the rest of the house off.
Screened-in back porch could not be better placed, especially in our summers here where you want the outdoor space, but you don't want to deal with mosquitoes. So this is 5717 Delroy Drive. It's a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath, 1 half bath, built in 1953, a little over 3,100 square feet, and it's priced at $995, which is $315.57 a square foot. And we'd like to say thank you to Debbie Sherrington for letting us talk about her home. If you'd like to see any of the other pictures on this home, just click on the links below. If you'd like to take a look at the home, reach out to us and let us know. We'd be happy to make that happen, and we'll be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. Hi everybody, welcome back to the second segment, episode 188, Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh.
And today we're going to talk about how to care for your foundation.
And in this heat with Texas right now and our expansive soil, this could not be more of a pertinent topic for us to talk about. And it's one of those, this is when we're going to talk about your home as an investment and how to really protect that investment, just because putting on the market, future repairs that might have to be addressed because of lack of maintenance could really come back and be a problem in the future.
And your foundation is one of those things that you really do need to care for all along, because if you let it get away from you and you start having foundation issues and you don't jump on those right away, then it exacerbates the problem very, very quickly and rolls into other things such as your plumbing or your roofing or all of that.
Cosmetics and the cracks in the walls and everything. So let's talk about the first thing you want to do. And the first thing to do is do an inspection of your foundation. And it seems kind of as I'd say, really elementary, but it is really important for you to be able to look for, what we're looking for is a separation of the soil. So where the soil actually pulls away from the foundation.
This is a really good picture of that, and this is this looks like a slab foundation where the soil comes right up to the edge of it. Up here in beam, you're going to see usually a little bit more of the gray concrete there, and some vents around the side. Both of them you have to watch for this on.
Yep. And so what we're looking for, other things might be an indicator would be cracks in the soil, especially check on those south and western sides of your house to make sure if there's not a mature landscape around that. The other thing that we're looking for downspouts that are connected properly, and also that the splash block is in place and is actually diverting water.
Yes, one of the really the main goal in caring for your foundation is keeping the same soil consistency year round, all the way around your home. These splash blocks are a really good way to push in the rainy season, push that all of that heavy rain away from your foundation.
And so one of the last things that we're doing is we're going to do an inspection, actually look at the brick exterior and look for cracks. And so this is one of those indicators, and typically they are in a jagged motion. If you get one that is just straight up and down snapping bricks, that is a very big situation that needs to be addressed almost immediately.
Yes, in any separation around your windows, look at your soffits, which are the portion of your roofing that faces down, where those pieces come together. See if there's any separation in that is also a good indication of movement.
So now that we've done the inspection, let's talk about how to give our foundation some maintenance. And the biggest way to do that is to water your foundation.
And there are a lot of ways to do this. One of the ways that many people are doing it now is when they have their sprinkler system installed, they actually have a drip line installed around the foundation that becomes one zone of the sprinkler system itself.
Absolutely. I think it's actually required in Dallas County for it to have a zone specific for it. One of the things you want to make sure is that it's not too close and not too far away from the actual house, because either way, you're not getting the right moisture content to the soil, and that's what actually stabilizes your foundation.
A second way that you can also keep that water consistency the same is to put a soaker hose around.
Absolutely.
And when you do that, you can do it very inexpensively and connect it to one of your outdoor water bibs. You can also go to Home Depot and get that timer that Ben's got up there in the upper picture, where it happens much like your sprinkler system would. And you want to lay that soaker hose about 12 to 14 inches away from your foundation. You don't want to lay it right up on it. And the picture he's got there is a really good picture of how that needs to be done.
And last but not least, on your actual sprinkler system, double check that it's actually running for a long enough time. If it's running too short, it doesn't give that the soil enough moisture to soak up to support. If it's running too long, it could be doing the exact opposite, causing more damage, causing heaves. So we want to work on that. The third thing we want to talk about is, how do you know if your foundation is shifting? And this is usually visual markers that we're looking for. And these are the easiest things, and some of these are seasonal. Some of areas of Dallas, we know that they're going to happen, and we call them characteristics. But these typically come in most obviously when we're looking at cracks in door jambs and around windows.
And
also, I'll just keep going, difficult in opening doors and windows. So you'll notice that there are windows that it can have, because of a shift in the instead of being vertical, it has a little more of an angle to it, and they don't open. And also a door that drags either on the floor or actually on the ceiling.
So what do you do if you have, I'm sorry, separation comes, sloping floors? Okay,
sloping floors. A big one is going to also be a pitch in the floor. So you can have them coming down. They're usually in the perimeter of the house, around the fireplace, front doors, and that's where we see that happen quite often.
And the last point is what to do if you have foundation issues. And the number one thing that we recommend that you do is reach out to a structural engineer to come and look at your home, give you an engineering report as to what is wrong or what might be going on or not going on. A structural engineer is going to charge you a fee that's going to be anywhere from $600 to $1,000 to come and give you this report. The benefit of having a structural engineer's report is it is a completely unbiased opinion of how your foundation is functioning and an unbiased recommendation of what you should do to it.
Yes.
Many times if you have a foundation company show up, you're going to need foundation work. Many of them have engineers on staff. I'm sure they're doing things the way they should, but a foundation company is going to be looking for business to do.
Absolutely, and that is a great point, because the engineering company does not get paid based on how many or if you even do the piers. They also many times can catch if there is a water leak and prevent you from having to spend money on piers without addressing that water leak, and get that handled, and then make a determination whether you need to have anything done at all.
So we hope you found this helpful today. If you have any other questions about your foundation, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you. If there's any subjects that you'd like us to cover, let us know. We'd be happy to make that happen.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.